Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. So for this video, it's gonna be again another response to a sermon which I haven't done in a good while. So I was just trying to combine something related to Disney and Halloween. So I want to do this kinds of videos again because I like Disney and I like Halloween. So I just thought to combine it two. I've done this quite often before, so here we go again. So I'll be referring to this one individual whom I haven't really spoken about like at all. He's a Baptist, of course, and he believes that he has all the answers when it comes to believing in the Bible, or following the political truth, and all that jazz. And yes, he goes on to explain that well, it is for this kind of thing I'm referring to. He wants to do the right thing for the family, of course. He wants to protect the family from bad stuff that's going on out there, like witches, gargoyles, and whatnot. You do have to keep in mind there are Christians out there that actually believe that these things actually exist, like possessed items, wicked, evil ghosts, and all that jazz. Which just it just sounds ridiculous when you think about it. Outside looking in, it just sounds funny. How can you actually believe in this kind of thing, like witchcraft and all that? Which this individual does believe in. This Jim guy over here, folks. Yeah, he actually believes that this kind of thing exists, of course. And yeah, just no. I know he's really trying to make it seem like the outside world is creepy, the outside world is wicked and whatnot, and the family should be protected from the outside world because the outside world is up to no good, according to this individual. So of course, yes, obviously this entire thing is just complete and utter nonsense. I could have just ended with that, of course, but I want to explain myself as to why it's like that. So, of course, he's going to believe that there's a spiritual warfare, like a lot of these individuals do. So, what I'm specifically referring to is this a podcast he did when it comes to having an occult, of course. And the original podcast was exactly 53 minutes and some seconds. Honestly, I didn't feel like doing the entire thing, really. I mean, I could give you a summary up to a certain point where I just want to talk about the segment where he talks about Disney, of course. So that was kind of the point of his podcast, I guess. But there was more build up to that than actually talking about Disney. Because he was pretty much talking about literally everything else except that. But the idea here, according to him, is that the occult is gaining a greater popularity in our culture. And in his words, you mean the American culture, or do you mean culture in general? I don't know. But he goes on to say what was once considered something pure evil is now being expressed and promoted, whatever that means. I kind of see if there's, I can as if there's some kind of weird thing going on in Hollywood, like how Hollywood is promoting the cause, like how so many actors and actresses, so is behind something like the Illuminati, the Freemasons, stuff like that. Basically, in other words, if I have to oversimplify it, whatever I disagree with is bad, according to this guy. But somehow Disney's behind this, trying to make Disney look like some scary thing, like some kind of spooky, eerie thing, like how occults are scary. Uh, this, like how the Illuminati is viewed scary, how this spiritual warcraft is coming by and whatnot. It's just ridiculous from getting at. Just the idea that oh no, my family's under attack. I'm just trying to protect your family from this spiritual witchcraft kind of thing. And apparently, he has some proof because there was a former Disney store from that company, and apparently she's going to spill all the dirty secrets, so to speak. Which, of course, this entire thing is just a smear campaign. It's just a smear campaign towards Disney. Again, trying to make like those zombies, werewolves, vampires, and all that. Like, apparently, all these things exist. Apparently, and then the whole idea that there was this witchcraft, like this scary conjuring thing going on somewhere behind the scenes. Again, just want to act as if that there's this whole thing with how the media is lying, of course, and of course, he's going the whole idea of attacking these we call the central culture. Apparently, the liberals, the Democrats, the people who are more humanitarian, I guess, however you, or centralists, what do you call them? And somehow it's because of them, all this craziness going on, like the occult is gaining power through popular media, like from various companies. That's kind of what he's talking about up to the Disney segment. Stuff in that nature. How things are changing, not for the worse. Man, quite obviously, I'm glancing on quite a bit here, but that's basically what he's talking about. How there's some weird things that's going on, some evil stuff that's going on, and he somehow it's up to him to save the day, or at least people like him anyway. Without further ado, let's just get into it, shall we? Oh boy.
You're listening to Crosstalk on VCY America. Folks, our program a warning today regarding the so-called Christianizing of the occult, the fusion that's taking place between Christianity and the occult. And the tentacles are so many in this. But they're branching out. And folks, Lord willing, in this segment, we're going to be talking about not just the Enneagram, but even Disney, a Christian punk band, and yes, even that of yoga. So we've got more to unfold here. Pastor, you were just giving us some alarming information about this Enneagram. And
Oh boy. I've heard people more from the religion complained about yoga before. And yeah, a lot of people of these which to say is demonic, is evil. Oh boy. Jesus Christ, this is so stupid. Well, of course, what would I expect from these people? Well, these specific Christians anyway.
development.
Yes, a lot of people are using the Enneagram supposedly to find out their personalities. I got a little chart here where it lists out the 9 personality types and so on. But it's this personality thing was developed by Oscar Ikezu. Now, he's the one who came up with it, but where did he get it? Well, he was high on mescaline, okay?
Right.
So, and then he says that he got it from the archangel Metraton.
This is just ridiculous. Oh yeah, I'm going to use the Bible as a way to prove my point of view. That's not good evidence, you know that? That's no. You can't use the Bible to say that's true just because the Bible said so. Okay.
Reton. Metraton is where he got this stuff from. So you know what that is?
I don't recognize that name in Scripture.
Yeah, it's not in Scripture. And in fact, remember, Satan transforms himself into an angel of light and his ministers as ministers of righteousness. Mm-hmm. So what he's dealing with is a demon. And then it was developed by another occultic.
Yeah, these people really expect me to believe in demons. Okay. I mean, okay, demons don't exist. These things don't exist at all. I do find it weird that a lot of you Christians believe in this kind of thing, while atheists don't. Atheists never will claim they saw any of this. Only people like you. But okay, whatever.
Psychiatrist. We got other things to cover here, but he's the one who he tweaked it for the 9 personality types. And so I'm just telling you that it got real big promotion by Jesuits and by Franciscan Catholics, and they founded a organization to give the Enneagram broader exposure.
This doesn't prove anything. Okay, you got other Catholics or Christians or what have you to be on a specific side when it comes to some kind of debate. Just because you have like maybe 100, 200, 300, or even 500 people agreeing you on this subject matter, again, that in itself isn't evidence. Okay, I mean, you just join on the hate bandwagon just to do it for no reason. I mean, maybe in some cases it could be justified, but if there's no proof behind your claim, it's in the psychological fallacy. But okay, proceed, I guess. Whatever.
Into the evangelical community. But I want to tell you that the Enneagram is associated with so many occult groups, among them Wiccans and Satanists.
So whoever I don't like, whoever is different from me is evil. You realize the pagans, I know a lot of them are called wicked now, but that doesn't mean they're evil, you know that. They have every right to live their lives how they see fit. So what?
You must remember, it's very suspicious when you get your information from Metraton, an occultic angel, to develop.
Again, again, you're not providing any evidence to anything. You're just guessing at this point. You're acting like you're not guessing, but technically what you're saying here is just a bunch of random guesses, really.
um, philosophy on the Enneagram, which is occultic.
And this is disturbing because there are Christian booksellers that are putting out so-called Christian books promoting the Enneagram.
Oh yes, there's just a raft of them. There's at least 12 that I know of, and they could be many more than that.
Wow.
Why are you trying to plead for ignorance here when in reality you know nothing about anything? You're just trying to make somebody else look like the boogeyman, like a bunch of scary monsters that's out to get you, which in itself is a logical fallacy again.
Let's move on to another issue, and I'd like to bring up Disney because there are many homes, Christian homes, that have placed their trust in what they call family-friendly Disney. But, Pastor, you have a warning concerning this.
I'm right before me. I'm looking at the title page of it says Disney Hocus Pocus Spellbook, a guide to spells, potions, and hexes.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this is so stupid. It's really stupid. There's no such thing as black magic. Black magic does not exist. Again, you're just trying to make these group of people look like a bunch of scary individuals, like they're out to get you. Again, what is this based upon exactly? What are you talking about here? Huh?
For the aspiring Salem witch. I just want to tell you something. They're grooming children for.
Oh, now they're attacking kids? What are you talking about? When was this ever a thing? How? Again, you can't just say these really sensitive topics and in a really insensitive way. Again, where? Where are you getting this information? This is clearly making stuff up. Since we're on the subject matter, the Catholic Church is infamous for diddling kids, but being a bunch of diaper sniffers, whatever you want to call them. Yes, there's a huge story around this kind of thing. There's so much of this out there. But of course, wouldn't you Christian individuals want to admit this? No, of course not. You just go and point the blame at someone else because you act as if that they're doing it when no one in your church is doing it, apparently. It's a thing called deflection, and that's what they're doing here. That's what's exactly happened here. Obviously, the religious people would want to make sure that none of this goes out in the media because a lot of these churches want to use that public image that they're wholesome and nice and everything. They want families to leave their kids behind, but of course, obviously, they don't want this to be out in the public because a lot of people will just turn their backs on the church, which yes, a lot of people out there had turned their backs against the church. But then, of course, would the church, or churches, I should say, actually admit guilt? No, of course not. They would just do like these people are doing right now. Do the whole thing with deflection. They would deflect this entire thing and make it as if it's the other side, it's the opponent that's doing that. Just twitch the words of Jesus, acting as if that they're in no wrong whatsoever, when in reality, yes, they are. They want to act as if that they're pure and wholesome and nice and all that jazz, just so people keep coming to them. And yeah, I can't keep on going on with this and this, of course, but it's highly sensitive subject matter, and you just bring up like nonchalantly and act as if it's the other people that's doing that, not me. It's you that's doing that. This is disgusting. You know that it's gross in so more ways than one. The act itself is already bad enough. What they would do to the poor kids, and then you're acting as if like it's the other people that's doing it. You're just spreading propaganda. This is disgusting. And for shame on you for doing this. No, I'm not trying to suggest the person who did this sermon had done it himself. I am not suggesting that. I'm just pointing that out. Whoever had done it is disgusting. And those who are willing to lie through all this is also disgusting. If you're just going to be really dismissive about this whole thing that happens in your church, you're also disgusting, even if you haven't done the act yourself, is what I'm getting at. This is no. And no, this is, again, I'm aware that this is a very, very sensitive subject matter, which it absolutely is. I'm just trying to bring some things up as a way to counter what these people are saying. Don't act as if like it's the other, like the oh, it's the people from Disney, it's the people from Pixar or whoever are the bad people. Oh, it's the people who are Wicca, the people who are pagan are evil. Oh, it's the atheists who are evil. Which, of course, there's no evidence to any of this. You can't just say it and expect everybody to buy it. Probably this individual does anyone to question his authority whatsoever, which is nonsensical when you think about it.
And I'll prove that in just a minute when we get into the book. But remember what Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 6 says. It says, the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits, and after wizards, to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among the people. Now, let me get into the spell book. Here.
Oh, Christ almighty, spell books don't exist. Spell books are just make-believe. They're just these things a lot of you religious people believe in. So where is this happening? How is it happening? You still haven't explained a goddamn thing. Like who's doing what now and why? This is just stupid. Really stupid.
Is an incantation. This is right from their book. Do you see that page, Jim?
I do. Mm-hmm.
And it is for the god Helos, and the Greek sun god, sometimes called Titan, who supposedly drove his chariot each day from east to west. It says this, Helos, hear me, Helos, god of the sun, thy chariot landing instead of soaring forth and seal the stars. And it goes on to do more incantations calling.
And where did you get this alleged spell book from? The Wiccans? From the Disney executives and whatnot? Who you seem to belong to Disney or the pagans? Where this book came from exactly? You just made it up. It's all fraudulent stuff going on here. That's it, really.
The god Helos. And then here's one. This is the incantation. Do you see that, Jim?
Mm-hmm.
It's an incantation for Hecate. Now, Hecate is the Greek chief goddess presiding over magic and spells.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
And that was real back then.
Mm-hmm.
In Greek, when they call it Greek mythology, it's Greek religion. He says, I beg thee, O Hecate, and I really don't want to go further. I'm not for this, but I just want to have people know that these are the things that are in this Disney book. And Persephone invocation, and she's the daughter of Zeus. She's the wife of Hades, the king of the underworld. She became the queen of the underworld when Hades abducted her, and Hades was her uncle. So not only do you have you have incest going on here, but also, and she's it says goddess of life and death, a step from the shadows of the world. That's all in this Disney spell book. And these are real pagan gods and goddesses that we're talking about here.
So we've got Disney really that is introducing individuals and young children into the occult. And I know that there was great concern regarding a Disney Plus cartoon that was exhibited with a trailer that was just...
What the hell does that even mean? And I do realize, of course, these people are trying to make Disney look like this very scary, spooky thing. It's like a real life horror movie in real time, I guess. And these individuals are trying to do their best and do the Christian hero kind of thing and just be Superman, so to speak, and help less fortunate or whatever, and act as if, but the less fortunate in the sense of when it comes to spiritually speaking, I guess you can say. But anyway. Yeah, they're acting as if they have to save the families, save the kids from being abducted by the Disney's occult ways. Again, whatever that means. Like, where are you getting this from exactly? I know you mentioned some trailer that's about some show on Disney Plus. Like, okay, that tells me nothing. That literally tells me nothing. Like, at all. But, okay, this is so random. Okay, I know. He and this other guy are explaining that Disney had exposed himself, I guess, by mistake. It was unintentional, I guess. I don't know, whatever. But now that's how they apparently know that what they're doing behind closed doors because they expose themselves because they're incompetent or something, and they're trying to just do what's right, I guess. But again, that tells me nothing. That says nothing about anything.
Shocking was jaw-dropping.
Yeah, well, you haven't seen the rest of that yet, because even though they canceled it there, they're going to offer another market. But let me just say,
Again, what in the name of hell are you even talking about? Nothing here is making any sense. As if that wasn't obvious enough. Now, again, what's so scary? What's so frightening about what Disney? Okay, I'm guessing they're referring to the executives, the people who would greenlight the TV shows and movies they'll be releasing in theaters and Disney Plus, I guess. But anyway, but what's so horrifying about what they're doing? Like, what exactly? You're not explaining anything.
what you have here in this Disney Plus cartoon is you have Satan impregnating a woman.
Whoa. What is this is about a Satan character impregnating a woman? I'm guessing you're referring to a cis woman, right? A cisgender woman? Like, okay. Like, so, what? So, what are we talking about here exactly? Are we talking about, like, just flat out a sexual explicit scene, or are we talking about, like, an implied sex scene here? Either and, or, what are you talking about? You're acting as if that there's something wicked going on and it's being aimed towards kids as a way to brainwash them to go against Jesus and go away from the what you call the traditional family. This is really moronic.
Her daughter then is the Antichrist, a 13-year-old.
Okay, I'm severely confused here. So who's pregnant now? Is it the older woman, the kid's mother, or is that 13-year-old? Or is it the 13-year-old that's pregnant? I'm so confused. You're saying this all wrong. I'm what? What show are you referring to exactly anyway? Why you gotta call it a 13-year-old evil? I mean, I know this thing you're referring to has to be fiction, right? Like an animated thing. But I'm only saying that because that's typically what Disney would make. But why would call someone that young evil? I'm so confused here. What is happening? What? Huh? Where, when, what, and why? What are you talking about? Seriously.
So you have that there, the Antichrist daughter, and it's including Satan, and yearns for custody of the soul of that daughter, and releasing a new cartoon entitled Little Demon is just as bad as it sounds.
So, okay, what I'm gathering here is that you don't like the fact that this show has the word demon in it at all, but you realize that there's been many horror movies and horror, I guess, stories that have demons in them. And as in the title, there's many horror movies and horror stories that has Satan in the title, the devil in the title, witches in the title. There's countless stories with titles like that. So why are you picking on Disney for doing that? You acting as if that they're the only company in the world that ever does this kind of thing. And so what? And so what ever have the word demon in the title of the show? Okay, and whoop de doo.
They're looking for another market for it,
Right.
Jim. I believe that it's going to resurface again where they have the Antichrist young lady who's been impregnated. She's the daughter of a woman who's impregnated by Satan.
Okay, so you mean to tell me that you haven't even watched the show yet? So you're just guessing what you think it's about? There's some moronic. Again with the impregnating. Okay. I mean, I know people out there have fetishes, to each their own, I guess. No judgment here. But what the hell is going on here exactly? So, what? Come on, this is stupid.
Wow. Dr. David Brown with us today, folks. He has studied much and researched much on the occult. He has written books.
Again, what are you even talking about? What occult stuff going on? Where? 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 No, really, where? Where is it? You still haven't explained a goddamn thing. Like, at all. This is so stupid. Oh, Christ, I already said that shit. So, again, what are you talking about? What? Huh?
The Dark Side of Halloween, a research paper unmasking the truth about witches. He's been used as a resource by law enforcement on issues pertaining to Satanism and the occult.
What are you even talking about? What? What about this stuff about law enforcement and what I'm having the cops arrest people who are part of some kind of group? None of this happened. Literally nothing what you're talking about ever happened. You're just, again, making shit up. Of course.
In the opening of this program today, Pastor Brown, I mentioned a so-called Christian punk band. Their name is Cancer Christ, and information regarding them is really quite alarming.
When I
How do you know this? No, really, how do you know this? That's a genuine question. Of course, you're just making shit up like I just said a moment ago. But you're acting as if this is behind this. The fact that there's so many satanic churches and whatnot. Again, where are you getting this from exactly? How?
looking at this stuff, I'm not kidding you now. The baptizing people in blood, it nearly made me sick to my stomach, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
But Cancer Christ is really they're offering a false gospel, because here's what Cancer Christ says.
A false gospel? That's the same thing you would tell any other religion. Like the Mormons, the Baptists, or whatever else is out there. There's literally over 1,000 different versions of the same Bible. And each individual group of Christians all saying the same thing. No, you're the liar. No, you're the liar. You're the liar. No, you're the liar. You're the liar. No, you lie. No, you lie. Or even the lesser known religious groups all saying the same thing towards the mainstream religious groups. So everyone is calling everyone else a bunch of liars. So again, what are you getting at exactly? I do not know. It makes no sense.
Christ is dying. A venomous cancer consumes his body and weakens his mind. As each day passes, his light dims to a faint whimper, and darkness of evil shrieks with a toxic vigor as its foul and unholy power collapses the human race.
So you're claiming that the human race is going to be extinct, and somehow this show on Disney Plus is your evidence of all this? This is so absurd. It's ridiculous. Like, you expect me to take this seriously? Oh boy. But all right, I'm just gonna just split this into what, maybe two parts, I guess, because there's like so much to discuss here. This entire thing is just a huge exaggeration. Obviously, there's nothing here you can actually say you can back up with facts, and that's how these people are claiming. They're acting as if that what they're saying is factual, when in reality, it's not. It's nothing but a huge exaggeration just to make something up, just to make Disney out like they're a bunch of villains, like they're a bunch of boogeymen that's out to destroy the family. Just because of some animated show or whatever it is on Disney Plus that has the word demon in it, what evidence do you have to back up any of this? Of course, like I was saying, these individuals, these types of individuals are making Disney out like they're a bunch of criminals, like they're a bunch of boogeymen that wants to destroy the family. Based on what? I have no idea. So what they have here is just some really flimsy evidence, if you want to call it evidence in any kind of shape or form. Because what they're talking about, it doesn't exist. What you complain about, it doesn't exist at all. You're just doing a bunch of fear mongering just to do it. Well, anyway, folks, like I said, that'll be for now. I'll do another part of this when I have the chance, of course, because this is just laughable. Like, seriously, grown men believe in this shit. Ugh.